changing things up in the veto. Maneuvers in the last two outings this time. We're kicking things off on Dust2. Zantara is always starting mid on these CT pistols for the Turks. It's going to be a slow crawl from the Mongols, 3 through.
They're not in any hurry here, Mongols. Still got that util on bLitz, and they actually get delivered a headshot there. Zantara is brought down by the Peak 250.
You hear them bait the steps in low up. Zantara starts to edge forward for that fight, and 9-10 will rip his head off. It to be set up now.
Yeah, Makadia is going to be completely isolated here. He realizes it kind of rests on him being a little proactive. He hears them encroaching. There's util sailing through, but he has kicked up a bit of a fuss. Just the one. Damage onto Mzinho when the bomb is planted B. Jota might have some friction here with bLitz top mid. So far away, though. Might just be wanting to preserve your Kevlar at this point. Pick off onto bLitz. Maybe that changes their mind. Woxic is starting to maneuver forward. But no, it does look like Kevlar is the priority here. 9-10 delivers, and I did like the framing. Just for my little brain, it was nice and simple from Janko, just saying, you know, whoever Zorpa plays better today might have the edge.
We saw 9-10 have a dominant performance on Dust2 in the group stage.
Yes, we did.
But it's Woxic, the individual who we've seen do wonders in the bright lights. This is a long time ago, going back to the Mouse days when he was alongside of Carrigan, Robs, Chris J.
Yeah.
He was always very explosive, but it's been a long time between then and now. Here's the opening kill, and the one that really started, essentially finished things off, because an easy mid to beat into just one player of Wakadia on the site. And that's going to be the force from Aurora. 2 scouts, 2 MP9s of Famus. Indoors will be smoke. Wakadia won't have vision, and no HE available to try and break this one open. Peppering away, and he's the one who's going to cop some bullets through. So the Mongols quite easily are going to garner all of this mid space. Techno to join them through lower tunnels. Mzinho back can't to deal with any of these long pushes. They're going to garner the short control very easily. And, well, that was a chance for Wakadia. Bullet goes astray.
Yeah, you won't get many more of those opportunities, but he thrives on the next peak.
If he can get to A, this is going to be very, very good. He can have 2 scouts to deal with them as they're crossing out bridge.
Oh, and Mzinho is going to be kicking himself. Losing the opening pick-off here in Aurora's second round forced by. That pistol could mean nothing.
No smokes.
If Aurora can get themselves a solid round here, looking to defend the A take, and already picked off his Woxic. Clearing out Techno, lovely double with Wakadia. He swaps out with another bit of damage. The scout bullet did connect. Not an easy one for Jota and Zantara, though.
Yeah, Jota and Spawn feels like he's pinned for now. If Zantara can find anything to turn this into a 2v2, Jota's going to creep on up. Zantara's late cat.
Yeah, that smoke's not going to last forever. It fades now. That's an important duel. Jota caught crouching, and now Zantara's even less of a chance. MP9 at range, he does very well to dispatch of 9-10 completely
that's
clean.
That's a gun to save. You're not giving this one a go. Bomb's already halfway gone. Just going to hold on to that AK. That's a great weapon for the Turkish Terminator. He's going to be able to use this into the next. I don't think bLitz is going to be able to remove it as he's dipped in towards lower tunnels. So even though they don't convert the round, it's still an AK brought through with armor. It will have to be the eco short, but opportunities to do damage.
Important from Techno, all right? I mean, you lose that opening pick-off. Mzinho dives to that Wakadia scout, and you still commit into the site. You needed a player like Techno just to step up and stop that from spiraling out of control.
Yeah, this is the type of the round for the Mongols where they need to keep a whole lot more bodies alive going forward into the first rifle. But the fact this is the 3rd outing between these 2 teams in 2025, and all of them have been in playoffs. Both of these teams could be labeled as playoff gatekeepers. Well, that's a great shot on reflection. Now, you don't see them doing their best work in these environments. Somebody like the Mongols has been eliminated from playoff appearances by Vitality, best team of the year. Zantara's right place, right time, wrong result. Let's still get the better of him as Woxic does scavenge back that AK, so we know which way this round is likely to go.
We certainly do.
If he gets an opener, then maybe a conversation could be open with the 5-7s in the mix, but Wakadia is going to be gifted that by Woxic.
Yeah, only one with Kevlar. outside of Zintarez, so he's equipped with the AK, but feels like it's going to be a nice, simple finish for Mongols. I mean, you were spotted multiple bodies long, right? You heard like a cacophony of AK-47 bullets spamming through that corner smoke. Now Jota's going to go and lock the door behind them. Oh, you know their setup. It is inspired.
Oh,
overlooked! Oh, Mazinho that works it out just in time. There were ideas there. There were ideas. They just get ripped up, thrown in the bin.
That's crazy, right? They're crossing behind the smoke as it's fading to take the jewels. The last thing you want is the pistols pushing through with a flash. Well, apparently Cash is coming back. Maybe that's going to be the return of North American CS.
Have you not noticed how excited the Americans are?
Ah, makes sense.
It's because Cash is back, and I guess they get to watch some pro CS.
Well, next month, the Counter-Strike to round out the year is going to be all going down in Texas. Next up, Austin. Right now in this one, the rifles are out. AWP for Woxic, and over towards B for a pounce. Woxic's AWP is in place. Flash will have to be perfect. If they swing it, he should be good for the first.
Yeah, should have this one locked in for that opening pickoff, unless you got perfect utility here. He's got vision. Does he have an early
Blitz is walking through mid door.
Yes, he does. Woxic gets his pick off. There's Blitz's back turn from Wakadia to collect, and it's spotless. Absolutely flawless. There's a little change up from 9-10, but the round is theirs. Aurora, weather the storm of the B-hit test.
Now, the fact they kept all 5 alive in the previous Mongols means that they will have a residual buy to deal with. They contact into B, they just get blown out of the water. Blitz trying to walk through the mid doors and subvert the expectation, gets caught as well. We've had some huge performances from the individuals of the Mongols throughout that group stage run. It was easy for them to get to the playoffs. Obviously, the seeding game against Vitality was something that actually could have come to close on Vitality's run, but couldn't get it across the line. Now 9-10 gets Zorp as well. Blitz, so confident, just charges straight down the guts of middle, already working on this short space. This is so early within the rounds, and the reason that's important is it puts so much stress on the A defense. They're going to have to drop you. Ooh, mid-door push, what is this?
Oh, Sensu's not ready for that. Oh, Wakadia's got some balls.
I think Wakadia and Jota, they're my X-Factor players for Aurora, especially once it gets into more tense environments. I think Zintarez and Woxic are obviously great, but the next generation of Turkish talent, that's for me what this new roster is really bringing to the table in 2025.
I mean, that is pure initiative, and that is just such a disruptive force. Wakadia just has a little premonition, pushes up, and picks off Senzu.
Those are the risks that you want to be seeing players take. They take it in the comfort of an online match or something, or at home, but in a group stage, maybe. Now it's an arena game, and this is where you need to find your stage legs for either of these teams. Working on the mid to B now.
Yeah, it's Zintarez they have to get past. He will be smoked off. How does he approach this? Incendiary, swing through, Blitz ready. Hits that equalizing shot. Now Madja should have a 3-1 here in the side of their head, so trades Blitz. 9-10, oh, misses his shot. Madja gets away with the intel. Pressure from lower, they're accelerating towards him, but he's got another. Hey. Oh, it's all Madja! A monstrous 4K to finish what Wakadia started. The captain from Aurora delivers.
And he's the man on the stage who's been doing this for the absolute longest. You go back to his time in 1.6 within the French scene. Now he finds himself done in the Turkish flag in the Hometown Heroes, and you might even get a glance of Zintarez's face on the replay. The superstar was happy with what the old man was delivering. The in-game leader humbles the Mongols. Yeah, when a player like Zintarez is enjoying that, the A4 unleashes in a wink.
Oh, yo, that wink, yeah, that's gangster.
Well, double AWPs. So Aurora going to bring this forward up against the eco, getting that opening incision. It's going to lighten the load, really. This is part of the game plan early, these barbs, especially if a team who wants to play quite individual heavy. No dramas, just an eco bash.
Just making sure you had support. Don't want to see an AWP run down by Tech9's nightmare fuel for any sniper.
But having double AWPs against a team that likes to be individual, or let's just say more aim-based, right? Wants to take the fights, that's going to, first of all, allow you just to post up on lines, and then second, have your riflers hold on to more utility to block key choke points later in the round. So we'll see how this double AWP setup unfolds once we get the rifles back in the hands of the Mongols.
Yeah, this one's going to be leisurely. Just hoping for Deagle headshots or something, but 5 alive.
Yeah, both teams going spotless against the full ecos that the other have dished out so far, but we're 6 rounds deep, about to get into 7. Blitz is invested with the MAC-10, Alex. Gonna have to take a look at his spawn. It is over towards B, so does this inspire some form of aggression? He's teammates all have spawns over towards long, however, so I'd be surprised to see them head over towards B considering the circumstances of this. Moxic with a good spawn to start long. He can pick with the AWP as Totem Boost lined up middle. 4A start for Aurora to lock down long and also have short presence.
Ricardia takes his post up for an early fight towards suicide, and yeah, it is occupied. 9-10 not going to go down, and it's actually Madja. Fourth position on long with an opening kill. Ooh, he's in trouble there, feeling the scrutiny. Ricardia crouched, staring at the floorboards, will recede. He gets away with his life.
One of the little unfortunate factors for bLitz going into this with the MAC-10 is everybody has head armor on the Aurora side, so we'll have to see what type of jewel he gets given. I think he's going to be heading to pick up the rifle that Mazinho dropped.
Oh, we get another AWPing head-to-head. 9-10 whistles one past the ear of Ricardia. Vice versa. Short now theirs.
With the current split of players for the Mongols, it does look like short presence into a B split or B pop. Joder and Ricardia to lock this down. Perfect time on the block, 50 seconds. Lurk smoke lands, Joder's going to play close to this, stuff him in the choke point.
Yeah, this is exactly what he's waiting for. Techno walks out. Oh, Jota unable to deliver a single frag. It's up to Ricardia to keep this going and flowing for Aurora. And flow it shall. Ricardia still alive as Senzu's getting run down. Zentares puts a cherry on it. Solid start from Ricardia's Dust2 here. This is a good sign of things to come for Aurora.
There's a clear difference between these two teams in round wins, and it's going to be the energy that you see expelled. Aurora, if you go back to the match that they played against Heroic, damn, it got loud, right? I'm talking the second affair, the revenge, the rematch after the jet lag once they've been able to settle into the Dallas time zone from Astana. And Astana is where they're able to pick up their first arena wins of the year. 8 from 8 playoffs, but as far as the arena events went, they had been blanked in that department. Is that the first step, and has it come at the right time? You head over to Dallas, this is where you're going to be for the remainder of the season. You've got Austin coming up next.
Certainly sounds like you're starting to, reach your power level at the optimal moment. A tournament like this, you start picking up playoff wins. It's going to feel like hard work is paying off, and at the right time in the season.
Yeah, Madge is always very leveled in his interviews. You heard from him post-game saying, yes, step by step with Freya. It's going to be an AK brought forward by bLitz. Now, he was such a factor when you look at that Vitality game. The leader was having massive moments. He's gone out mid to B in a couple of these key rounds. Has not been able to find a frag to deal with the rotation. Right now, he's taken it on himself to try and pry away in with the AK-47. A little bit of util to work with. Congregated back cat. His double AWP still in play. And they're going to trundle up noisily. They've done a good job dealing with the mid to B so far, other than the pistol round is going to force Mongols to look elsewhere.
Just look how many nades they've got, Chad.
Exactly, right? This is what the double AWPs is going to facilitate, and the fact that you're up against a lighter investment, you don't want to get popped upon. So you want to lock down the extremities first, you're going to give them this space because you're not expecting a full buy. This is where bLitz getting an opening kill is actually hugely important to try and establish the dominoes falling. Now back towards B they head. They have a smoke and a flash for this. It's Joder and Ricardia once more. They continue to test this side of the map.
Yeah, that's the last of their smokes, so fight is imminent. Waiting for the cue. Flashes will be thrown. Jota, how do you handle this? He commits to the spam, does deliver. Multitudes, double, make it a locked out round. No chance of a plant now. Only 9-10. Not a single frag to boast in this one from the Mongols. 9-10 at least brings one down, but big smiles on Aurora's face. Once again, you test Jota's side of the map, and he's going to leave with 4.
It's been a nice spree of opening kills for Aurora in the sprint to get themselves up to this 5-3 scoreline now. That's 5 on the trot. And that's something that the Mongols will need to change. Now, are you going to be able to change that with pace? Are you going to be able to use some of these long spawns that you're able to get to tussle towards long? And is that going to be red? It is going to be another 4-player start A for Aurora. So they're playing to make sure that long can't be exploited. Molly's towards blue bin, the smoke comes in, the HE's there as well to slow this perfect. It's exactly what you want to see to garner this long control. That util, Mazinho reporting back to the boss man. Heard 3 nades long, they started heavy. Again, trying to get this space. If a team's going to start heavy long, you want to take short off of them ASAP.
Gets up. Held by that Ricardia AWP. You'll need a good flash from your teammate to get him off of the line.
They're looking to harass the short control. You can tell with the bait and switch setup for Wakadia and Zentares.
Yeah, he's going to be mollied off there. Wakadia will be forced away. Interesting. They actually elect to use that as an invitation to block. 58 left for the T side to find the finish.
This time it's Woxix AWP on B alongside a Jota. Zinho has to stay caring about long because of those Madja pushes earlier in the piece, so the tendencies forcing the extremities to stay on their toes. Zentares looks like he wants to fight this one. Madja over towards Goose with a flash in hand. And Zentares is just in this weird off angle if they come up short.
Feels like it's an angle that he's going to thrive within as well, just slightly overlooked. First bullet accuracy, 25, dude. You've got to move now. Zentares prepares himself for one hell of a spray. The whole team just about to peek into his deadly crosshair. First is clean. Can't build a second cleanly, but gets it on the spray. Brought down by Mazinho. There's the Wakadia AWP, but Madja, the unknown entity, comes swinging on out for 1.5. Techno booked. Another round for Aurora.
Yeah, you can see that twofold there. If they do come out dry, you have a player with the aim like Zentares to rip off a head, and if they drop the smokes, he actually is in a really quick position to get a jump on them. Concerning, this is the second tactical timeout call for the Mongols already. Mara playing a key point within this team. Always seems to get a lot of respect from his players, and I'm sure he's had a couple of nightmares after that Vitality loss. Sure, it was only a seeding game, but that could be a confidence unlocking matchup. So not getting into the site, not getting the bomb down, and that has been the story of this spree. Now 6 consecutive, and if you just take a look at the fact the bomb doesn't get planted, that's one key element, but the lack of kills across this 6-round spread, that's the most concerning part. The Mongols haven't been competitive in any of these rounds. The most kills they've gotten is 2. So not even making a dent, and again, the opening kills yet to come their way.
Yeah, look what they're working with as a product of that. Not pretty. Mazinho, he's got a lot to deal with if he goes a little further. Voids the brunt of the HE. He's having a look. He asks questions, spots out one.
Oh, that's just a spam straight through the smoke. Techno, he's got so much space. They start at 4A again.
He's picked off Wakadia on that spam, and that's an important duel. Oh, Techno! Perfection! That's a way to change it up. There's the kills that have been so sorely lacking in the last 6.
That's just unfortunate, isn't it? That B defense gets picked apart. Now Madja at range is going to burst away. We'll take down bLitz, but they know exactly where he is. They're juggling guns. They've got more than they know what to do with. Madja tucked in towards Pit. They're just going to lock him in. Techno make sure he can't get out along. The other two now noted it. Well, Madja, saw some nice aim from you earlier in the piece, but this one's going to be tough.
Oh, and the scout very well suited to the task. They'll be bringing through a couple of upgrades.
I'm not sure why 910 wasn't able to get his hands on anything better than a scout there, but it's all good in the hood. So that round is all on Techno, and he can have some rougher moments, be towards the bottom of the scoreboard, but this is pure impact. Okay. So it's not just a spam. Catches him back at platform, tracks Wakadia, and even able to dodge the shots to kill the second. Aurora have started 4A in quite a few of these occasions. They can't do it again because of that hemorrhage point. Wakadia close middle again. Does he just try and walk through the mid door smoke on a timing and catch Senzu off guard once more?
So that was one of those moves you're probably not going for all too often.
They want to clamp down on middle. They want to fight for this. There's 2 players on shore.
Yeah, Woxix's going to be forced back by the flame, but Zentares is ahead of that, and he gets completely overlooked. That was the bomb carrier, now burns away, all the way down to 20, but with his life. Walking through smokes. Yeah, looks like Techno's going to punish on the reload. He does take that space, runs him down, commits to the spray.
It's a good move.
It's a great
aim's
move.
not there.
Would have liked that one. Felt like that was compulsory.
Might see Madja get cheeky with a bit of a long push. Jota's taking up a tunnel, so might not feel too necessary because information will be flowing. Now blocking towards short when the threat feels like it's coming through, and towards lower. If Senzu goes down, that'll be the bomb.
If Jota over pushes, though, that will be the B site. If they get him, they have got access to the B site. This could really turn the round around. Senzu, great awareness.
910 has rotations.
And Zentares has to get past this orb scope. He's having absolutely none of it. From behind, Madja will not elect to strike. He's going all the way around because 910's having a field day. Rotations held. Senzu, he forces the hand of Aurora to rotate. Now Madra arriving, perhaps undetected. Yeah, 9-10. He might get a bit of a jump scare here. Hello.
Hey!
Oh no, 9-10's finished it as well.
I think he did get the jump scare there with that reaction. He's hard.
Hits the no-scope.
Oh, well, now we find ourselves final round, first half. Still money there for Aurora thanks to that spree, but the Mongols looking to bookend this thing. 3 out the gates with the pistol and the conversions. Now 3 hard fought for rifle rounds. Senzu with the bailout kill gets them back in. 9-10 patrolling the rotations, and this one right here, jump scare. It's a horror movie. But they're back in it now.
Yes, I mean, and backed by individuals there.
Double AWPs to be equipped once more from Aurora. Faber on the mic for the final rounds of the first half before they head into the break. They would love to flow with that confidence of 7. This is their map choice. Mirage up next. Nuke is the third and decider if we need to get there for the first quarterfinal of the day. And some Aurora fans in the house. More limited in this one, Aurora. They don't have full util. There are kits. There should be enough nades to get the openings they're looking for.
Nineten's going to be walking into this. And Macardia very prepared for that. Perfect opening. Faber going to be happy with what he's seen. Off the back of his timeout, his team have managed to manufacture an opening for their defense. Final round.
Yeah, the 9th of the 12 available within the half, so that's a very good stat line for Aurora. Again, they think the mid to B is the best port of call. Make that AWP claustrophobic on the site, but you need to get past it. They push back short, they smoke mid to B, Senzu's out. Waiting for some form of an investigation, but Aurora have the man advantage. They don't have to move.
A replenish of the CT smoke. Will that be their go sign? They're running light on time now. We will have to see a commitment soon. And a barrage of flashbangs going to imply it's coming his way. Jota and Bacardi to be tested. How do they lend a hand from CT? Okay, Senzu and Techno have hit their shots.
2 kills on 8. Do you still go B?
Sticking around, they are. Committing into the site, helped by Bacardi's AWP. He started this round off with a pick, now can contribute to second. 20 seconds, bomb on the back of Senzu outside of B, but bLitz can't lend a hand. Jota chips in from window, and they're just kept at bay. Aurora, that's their half. They'll be proud of that one. 7 after going 3-0 down to start. Mongols trailing by 2.
Aurora versus the Mongols, round 3 in 2025. It's another quarterfinal. Katowice, Astana, and now Dallas. This time it's Dust2, the pick from the Turks, and they find themselves up 7-5 on the half. The previous head-to-heads, Mongols got the best of them back in Kato. Aurora over the top of them in Astana, who will be booking themselves a spot in the semi-final against Mongolz here in Dallas.
Oh, wow, we got some aggression right out of the gate. 9-10 puts Woxic to sleep. Walking straight up mid. bLitz, oh, perhaps an overextension. He sticks around a bit longer than he should have, but he'll get out with that man advantage thanks to 9-10's pick. Very confident maneuver.
Yeah, he's found the opening kills on both of the pistol rounds so far, has 9-10. One on Zentares, now one onto Woxic.
He's figured it out. If you get the first kill, the pistols are easier.
And that's something they struggled with in the first half of play.
True.
They finish with Wakadia late long.
All right, how's 9-10's tracking? Jota drops in, and he does go down to... Oh, 9-10! Very comfortable on that USP. Tracks out Jota dropping CT. Limited on ammo, but not in his contributions. Lovely start for the CT side. And Wakadia not really equipped with the health necessary.
Has been having a good map though, 16 and 8 so far.
Yeah, look good on CT. Nice chicken.
Gonna be a deagle for Wakadia into this one, while the rest will take it eco, but this is audacious, isn't it, from 9-10, just roaming up middle. The AWP for the Mongols just strides on in and takes names.
You know, I know Woxic a little bit firsthand, and I think that's a frustrating death. You know?
For sure.
I think that's what he's probably got a couple of choice words for his opponent. Oh, he's pushed mid, has he?
Treating him like a casual server right now. But Mongols, the recipe for success is both pistol rounds. Going to need to come with the conversions, and they should get an opportunity to get this second one relatively easily, unless Wakadia has something to say about it. Senzu, bullet between the eyes.
Damn, going for 4 M4s. bLitz so much so he's got no armor behind that. So that's some confidence.
Well, this is one of the things, right? So you know that the bomb didn't go down, so the force buy is very unlikely. If you bought in with heavy SMGs in a round like this, or let's say you split it like 2-3, either way, it also has to do with how much damage you took. Oh, look, bLitz doesn't even have Kevlar.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay. Well, yeah, how much damage you took on the pistol, can you rebuy it easily? Cheeky from bLitz, but it means you're going to be, as long as nobody dies, better equipped for the first rifle round.
Yeah, you don't have those like 2 lingering MP9s.
Yeah, it's that quote-unquote bonus, which doesn't even really feel like a bonus like it did in the olden days.
bLitz is even not playing scared as well, with no Kev. He's just, I'm going to shoot you first. Confidence, I like it.
Okay, well, into the rifle rounds now, all tied up 7 apiece. It's the strong starts in the halves that have gotten Mongols to this point.
Okay. Someone needs to tell bLitz he hasn't got Kevlar. I think he forgot. He has not bought Kevlar. Okay.
Let's see how long he can last, shall we?
I thought it was all
They're going long for a brawl, Alex.
Chess. Yeah, okay. Well, bLitz is here. Let's see how it goes. His teammate should be dead. 9-10's alive. Somehow gets away. 18 points of health on him. Mazinho just peppering through the smoke. It's chaos on long. A bit more damage chips away at Wakadia. Oh, it's all hanging in the balance of this duel. Spammed away by Zentares. 9-10 next up. Goes down. bLitz the third to fall. Round defining and just an all-out brawl on long.
Now look at that cash utility that's in City Spawn that they were hoping to deal with, either for the mid to Bs or the long cross breaks. But right now, with a 2-man disadvantage, this is going to be hard for the Mongols to piece together. Now, Techno did have a heroic moment late within the piece to put some rounds back on the board after the spree of 6. This one feels impossible. I think one of the factors working for them is the lack of utility. They've left an extra smoke over towards long for Woxic to work with. They're starting to backpedal. Now, if they do heading towards the upper tunnels, there's a lot of conversation about Senzu playoff games not being the player that he is in the groups. Right now would be a moment to announce his presence.
Yeah, absolutely right, it would. So now they try and sell that they're committing A. Woxic spotted and fired off a shot. Senzu's tension drawn as they walk towards the other side of the map. Senzu understandably reacts to that sound cue of Woxic with the smoke, but it does leave the B side wide open, so not going to be able to catch that kind of fast backstab that was perhaps on the table.
Now you think you have to save. Trying to retake this B bomb site, not going to be easy, especially now that Techno's been chipped down to 30 points of health.
Oh, and Woxic may not get the luxury. Brought down by Senzu. Nice upgrade. And Senzu brings the AK instead.
Okay, so 1,400 coming into the next round. Senzu and Techno would be able to drop. And there should be enough for Mazinho to potentially buy himself here. As long as they don't give anything else away, Senzu might very well. Quite noisy with the AK in hand. And gets the better of Madja. Okay, add another one to the tally. That's damage done. Rebuys they're going to be required for Aurora, but they will take back the lead. And talked about this within the first half. In my mind, there's no clear favorite between these two teams.
Yeah.
They both exist in the exact same point in Counter-Strike at the moment. National squads, very talented individuals. Sure, maybe different approaches to the game, but high output. And we're used to seeing their faces in playoffs in 2025, especially that of Aurora. Can't be understated. 8 from 8. They've only attended 8, so... Nineteen gets his AWP. That one's going to be dropped across. Long again. Really want to pressure this. So many bodies.
Zatara's first man out. Nearly escorts Techno down. Madja the one to finish the job. bLitz and Mazinho, are you backing away? Looks like that's the response. Upon losing an early casualty, you concede long.
It kind of feels like you need to have that fourth man there or that first kill to go your way. So Mongols on the back foot, and they haven't actually taken any space off the rest of the map. Haven't pushed tunnels. They're not up middle. Look for the tag onto the AWPer as well.
He's done very well there, Woxic. Just a scout, and he's making it work. The boost works out for Zantares. There's Woxic finishing the job. And after all of that goes down, they still pivot. Madja, he's calling a very diligent game here. He's not messing around.
Yeah, might just have to be another save. Long has been such a weak point. You have two choices, the Mongols, once you get the rifles back out. Do we start playing heavier over towards Long? Do we forego it all together? Or do you call the bluff and just play a standard round, expecting Madja to start calling something a little bit different? Maybe we'll see the final timeout burnt as Mazinho goes looking, gets caught by a timing here, fortunately in transition, but once he hits the deck, Woxic sends him 6 feet lower. It's just going to be Senzu to try and save the AWP. He's boxed in, can't exit through Long, and the hunt looks like it's going to start heading through CT spawn as well. So Senzu will do very well to hold on to this. Next round is only going to be the 1900 loss bonus. It's important he keeps this, or Mongols will have nothing to work with.
Just trying to stay active, and a missed shot. Can't afford to miss another. So takes away one.
He wins this fight, he's out.
Yeah, Woxic kind of locking the door here. Back turn, Woxic clearing, too much pressure, and there it goes. The AWP denied. Aurora 9, Mongols 7. First map of this quarterfinal.
Okay, chance to put it up to double digits now for the Turkish side. Again, the pistol's not going in their favor, but looking better in the rifle rounds, that has not been a question. You get this kill as Zantares, very well done, and then you love the fact that Woxic finds the immediate trade. That's a feel-good moment if you're Zantares. That's how you want that situation to unfold. One spotted crossing. Well, there'll be more.
Oh, wow. Zinho has actually maintained long control with just a USB.
Rung his bell there. Joda put on notice. It's hard to see this one go wrong for Aurora when it is really just the investment of the Deagle for bLitz. He's trying to make good on that earlier dink. Searching out that of Joda tucked behind the car. Send the Lemmings in first to find the trade.
Oh, Joda.
Oh, Mazinho TK.
Kill as well. Well, he's definitely handled that well.
Yeah, after getting dinked early, walks away with the lion's share of kills within the round, and there you go, double digits confirmed. The easy rounds converted, and that's what this is all about for Aurora. There's that third tactical timeout that was discussed. Mara, last opportunity to take this. Faber can still help him out down the stretch if this gets close. The coach on the other side will be very content with how this is unfolding. And like I said, maybe they're getting a bit jaded with Anubis. That was their crown jewel to start the year. Hard to keep that at the top of the map when you're playing it so often and teams are working out how to counter. Mara with a lot to say in this one. Directly to Mazinho. He's taken over the mantle, sitting in the middle. Again, he's having to operate with a poor MP9. 9-10 with the AWP, rifles for everybody else. Kit in play. But remember, all the long abuse. Do the Mongols play heavy long? Do they call the bluff? Do they not expect another long spawn? Well, we can see it won't be a long play, at least not out the gates.
Oh, a leg shot sends Zenzu down to just 19 points of health. And look at bLitz cooking. Straight into lower, throwing nades, making no secret of his presence.
Crunchy.
And they're pushing through upper as well. This is a lot for Wakadia to handle. He'll go down to bLitz, but Xantares keeps Aurora in it to win it. bLitz swung on. You bring down Xantares, but the numbers still favor the Turkish side. Into B, perhaps.
Yeah, 9-10 to be quick on the flank, and Roxic's meant to be covering that. He's going to be late to the party if the likes of 9-10 keeps moving. Mazinho, it's not going to be a good fight. It's MP9.
Oh, the HE could be good. Oh, chunky.
Woxic saw him.
Yeah, awkward now. 9-10. Keeping Woxic busy. Keeping him very busy as he closes the gap onto Woxic. Good hold from the Turkish sniper. Hang on. Bomb down. Mazinho presented a 1v3 he could actually do something with. They've lost the bomb.
They can molly him out of position. This is going to be tough for the kid.
He's only got an MP9. It's just not the weapon. He's trying to reposition. Madge's jiggles do not rumble him. And this gap close, isolating Jules. Hey! Mazinho, just an MP9. Steps up when his team needed him.
That is such a tough situation to be in. The fight doesn't come immediately. He gets the opportunity to reposition, and he shows you the power of that MP9. That's the long anchor, rotating over to B, making the most of the...
Magnificent play.
The comms are going to be wild in this moment because Woxic spots 9-10. Madge turns around to sandwich him. Mazinho gets a 1v1 on B, then clutches things out as they're stuck in tunnels. Is that enough to get the Mongols going in the second half?
It's gotta be. How can you watch that play from your teammate and not want to give him something similar? Interesting, rather direct call from Madge out of the gates. He's got the bomb and the entire squad towards upper B.
Oh, Techno's already low as well. His support network is going to be that Zenzu with a secondary AWP. If this is a good execute, that B side's going to get rumbled.
Yeah, Zenzu needs to really step up to deliver. And he has already started well, removing Jota. Techno overlooked, despite the low HP. He's gonna find a contribution. Woxic should have Techno booked. And he does, but at what cost? Zenzu another from the AWP. Okay, double AWP. Clean as a whistle, just the one casualty. Double kills for both of the snipers.
Okay, now the money's going to be in question for Aurora. Jota at the high end with 5.8. I'm curious, is there a conversation, a timeout required to talk this one through? There's the ability for Madge to drop an AK or even buy one for himself. And we know the body language sometimes with these Aurora players can start looking flat. Sure, the high energy can be there when it needs to be, but you do get the polar opposite as well.
Shots.
Whereas the Mongols, occasionally it's a bLitz head tilt. Now going to force into this. This is where they could be letting the game go with this type of an investment. You two are going to be very, very light on to maneuver. Minute 38 left on the clock. 3 smokes, a couple of flashes, and a HE. Sure, the rifles are there. Oh, but the opening kill goes against them again.
That's a real stunning start. And what a scalp as well. You remove Xantares. They've just fully invested. At least the rifle is recovered. Guardia now equipped. But they really want to try and test them again. Solid connection, 4 players down to that softened up number. Oh, Zenzu there for the double defense. Techno's here, 9-10's had time to rotate over. Good luck getting through this defense. Madge, you'd have to hit a clean bang. And he has, gets the headshot. Woxic opens up the sight in combination. Maybe there's more to this round than I anticipated. Mazinho and bLitz forced to retake. Kit present, Woxic next up, and Madge completely not predicting that one. Caught off.
Feels like a stressful situation, a 2v2 post-plan on the B bomb site, but looks extremely casual on the retake.
Madge is going to be really, really regretting the way in which he approached that, just caught in the open.
I think the reason that he's probably a little bit shocked that nobody's through tunnels is the rotation time of the other two.
Right.
Because all those kills happened and then it kind of paused out, and then they were still so far away from that B bomb
So
site.
he's figured they've gone the long way.
Yeah, why aren't they here yet?
Yeah.
And when Mazinho's one of the players alive, he's a long anchor, so you think, has he pushed all the way through? Is that a possibility? Sure. From our perspective, looks like he gets caught at the side of the head. I think what's worse is that type of a buy. At least they're able to get the plant out of it, which salvages them into a little light investment right now. Next round, 2,900 is the loss. You'll get the Woxic AWP back out, but this is great AWPing again from Senzu, stepping up when his team needs it. 15 kills.
Yeah, didn't even just get the one. He leaves with another onto Wakadia. That's that death. Mazinho just catching out Madja, and the other one just, understandably, Woxic at some point had to take that fight. A very easy fight for bLitz.
And they're continuing with this double AWP setup on the CT side. This is the type of round where this could really get rumbled. The fact that there's going to be some Tech 9s, Mac 10s, and going to be a whole lot more mobility in the mix. Mongolz now plugging that gap of long, starting 4, wanting to make sure there is no way for Aurora to break in. No early direction from Aurora. It gives the opportunity for Mongolz to reset within the round. But if this is crisscross smokes in towards a B split, a short execute where they drop CT and start scaling fast with some good flashes, Mongolz are going to be in a bit of strife.
Like smoke from Zentares.
That negates the AWP back of Plat. They need to shuffle positions now, Senzo and Techno.
Mid-pressure applied with that smoke, a second to CT.
Oof.
That hurts Wakadia. He'll be the front man.
Still disconnected. It's really on this B defense.
Yeah, but they've been passing majority of their tests. Senzu got more AWPing prowess in him. Oh, wow, flash, smoke, doesn't matter. He'll get his, he's lost his teammate. USP headshot required. He gets it done. Bomb, however, will be going down. Jota punches in the code. Woxic tracks bLitz aggressions. Tech 9 at range.
They're giving this one a go. In fact, Mazinho's through. This is going to be a tough retake. 9-10 with the AWP.
One flash from 9-10. Maybe that could be enough to get Mzinho set up for a fight.
Oh, I think they've seen enough.
Not sure. They've crunched the numbers. They prefer those rifles into the next round, and so it will be Aurora pulling it off on the half investment. Jota gets this kill ahead of the flashbang, the aggress out of Techno. And I felt like Senzu had a decent output. It was just the absence of anything from Jota.
I think that it's the rotation through CT spawn.
Yeah?
Right, so the Mongols, I think, were under the impression that was a fake. The fact that your A rotating rifler drops back and isn't contributing with spam and a way to chip in, the B defense, that's tough. You're in a 2v5 situation, right? That's not easy. And I'm talking about the crisscross smokes before the round even begins. You see how it's exploited. It cuts down a whole lot of that time that you're needing to come out the mid doors and make it up the ramp. So they appear, Senzu gets the first, but they're already at doors. So unless you've already decided that you're both going to fight mid or you're both going to fight tunnels, you were segregated, and poor Techno rotating in just gets caught out.
Yeah.
Still money there, fortunately, for the Mongols, but that is a great round to inspire the life back into Aurora.
Faber's last timeout burned after that as well. Wasn't happy with what he saw.
Well, both teams are, I think, going to be happy that they've gotten away with murder in a few of these. That Tech 9 round and then Mazinho, the MP9 1v3. Find themselves in a one-round difference. Both teams, 1,900 loss going into the next. This right now could decide the map.
I will say Woxic's got the spawn and the AWP. Is he going to be able to get a head-to-head pick-off to start off proceedings in round 22? Does he even try? Looks like he will. Smoke to extinguish the insta-molly. And a shot just whistles past. Zinho goes wide. Oh, he nearly had him there. Not playing scared.
Crazy for both of them.
Yeah, right. Got a HE. Yeah, there it is. A little late to it. 9-10 will throw it out regardless, trying to catch them as they enter more towards Catwalk, and doesn't get the perfect clear, so no vision on their progress up towards Catwalk.
Oh, the timing of this is going to want to make it interesting. 9-10 has just rotated back now. Looked like he was walking through spawn, but accelerates, so he will be in position to help with this A defense. But Mongols, right now, look at the radar. They're worried about B. Feels like they might need to push the upper tunnels.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it will need to be a retake on A, or 9-10 needs to go nuclear right now. There's more than enough utility for Aurora to go for a full execute. Everything, kitchen sink. Here's that upper push. So now informed by information, but how does bLitz get back across the mid doors? A defender's trying to stall them out for as long as possible.
He's definitely got his work cut out for him. Magic's going to do the double smoke. 9-10's really got to do a lot here. bLitz will cheat over. It looks like he's going to be there just in time to contribute. Molly ramp and go. 9-10 flashed off of the line. This time he has to hit the first, and he has, but it's not lethal. Lucky to be alive. The second does connect. Onto Zantares. Now bomb will go down. An advantage for the CTs, and no one's expecting bLitz! Wow! That's what you came here to see. A multi-kill out of bLitz, just walks through the whole way. CT to ramp, no one's looking.
It could have actually gone really wrong right there for the Mongols. Off screen, there was the tunnels push. Fortunately, the spacing, as we just relived the moments of this one, through the walls, so Woxic not getting what he was looking for to open up the account. But Techno went first in lower, and he was ahead of the pack. He actually didn't clear Wicardia close doors, got shot in the side. Senzu was baiting and got the trade.
Oh,
it's all in for Aurora now.
Yeah, long centric. Here we go. Jota strafes on out. Mzinho's going to have questions to answer.
Great
and
flash.
He's got it. Headshot's good. Set up by bLitz. An important trade back from Zantares. bLitz and 9-10. Yeah, maybe you're not expecting the AWPer here. Trying to jump, trying to bait, trying to get that intel safely. It looks like he succeeded in doing so. The car molly is being cooked out. bLitz is stubborn, isn't he? He's going to play right next to this.
They just want pit control.
Need to break and trying to get into pit. Shaw removes Woxic. bLitz hits his. Quickly retrieving the AWP, though. Maybe they're not expecting it to have so quickly been back in play.
Smoke's just come out from long to land mid doors. And think about all the rounds Aurora took long and then rotated back towards B. Well, they're going to use it this time to slink up catwalk. Techno here to greet them.
Oof. Techno's got his work cut out for him. Big round. Playoff game. Can he hold this side of the map? He holds his nerve for one. Wicardia, bomb spotted on short. bLitz is going to be overlooked completely. His patience rewarded and clean. Headshot. Takes Zantares out of the equation. Molly awkward. Wicardia is going to be allowed to get the bomb down, given complete space. Wicardia a 1v2. Has he got it in him?
20 kills to his name. Best player so far on the server for Aurora.
He's definitely been looking himself. They've partnered up. Senzu joins bLitz. Wicardia none the wiser. So many options. Here they come. Need a clean one tap. Trying to isolate these jewels. Goes left side. bLitz is ready. Mongols one away from taking map one of these playoffs. They have managed to stabilize Aurora. A couple of good blows. But into the CT side now, a run from the CT side. 5 of the last 6 rounds have gone the way of the Mongolian side.
And the only one that Aurora was able to pick up was those Tech-9s into the B split. Now the patch earlier that they were able to convert was off of long plays, off of long spawns, and again, they don't have them to run with. It just means they're unable to brute force their way out in what is another round where fortunately the bomb goes down, an extra $600 goes into the bank balance with the loss bonus, but right now, it's not anything close to a full buy. I think we're going to get a late long pop into 9-10 and Mzinho here.
Yeah, there's the flashes, perfectly designed to catch him off guard, and Mzinho is full blind. He still gets one. Still gets a contribution, and you couldn't ask for more.
Doing the around the world rotation again, but surely this time Mongols won't bite down as hard. They lose their long anchor. But Senzu and Techno, they don't move a muscle. These double AWP, Senzu 18 kills, 9-10, 20 instrumentals so far in this CT half. Plenty of U2 on bLitz and 9-10 as well.
Techno, he's taken a very aggressive position. This is lovely. Just gets himself across as they arrive, and no one's ready for that. Wicardia down to Techno, getting run out the pre-fire. Mag-10 finishes him off. And the B side should be lost, especially now Senzu stomachs half health from the HE. He's hit a no-scope through the doors? Through the smoke at least. Matcher with an armored Glock, Woxic with 4 HP. Is there any way Aurora can secure overtime here? This feels like a guaranteed retake. This feels like the end of Dust 2. Matcher's recovered the Mac-10. Woxic, you got to do something big here. Just a scout, exposed to the tons, and there they go. Mongolz take it. Dust2 is their map. They start the series with a big win. A full 24 rounds, but we get the job done.
For the Mongols, so there is a window boost in play. The sound cube will help inform the Mongols of what could be coming. Util now dotted across for connector and window. To take this is going to be 9-10 on short.
Cognizant, they could have walked up as well. Okay, Senzu, this is going to be a quick flick test, and oh, he's found precision, finds the headshots necessary, 2 down, and Xantares desperate for the trade. He peeks back in, unable to avoid Xantares on the P2. An immediate follow-up from Xantares. They're not clear in Techno, though, and the dual Berettas would have loved both. This round is still up for debate. Xantares has made short of that, as has Woxic. Bomb now going down.
They've locked Xantares in. They're trying to deal with him first.
Yeah, he can't really get out, or unless he picks this exact moment to slip further away, take a pot shot, and dip. Time on the side now of Aurora. A measured approach here. Xantares looking brutal with it. Little drive-by onto Mzinho. bLitz claws one back. This 1v1. All to play for. Woxic gonna try and dance around this bomb site. bLitz is into the mind games, and he puts a bullet into the mind of Woxic.
Well, that's going to be 3 out of 3 pistols so far for the Mongols. Winning factors on Dust2 in a game that got so damn close is a Mzinho 1v3 and both pistol rounds, and they'll kick it off again with another.
Oh, I thought Xantares had done it enough. Like, Senzu already made it awkward, right? He gets 2 at the start of things. That's the follow-up we missed.
3 in total means he can go into an AK with Kevlar, and Xantares has opted to do that, and the rest of his team are going to force buy around him. But a big clutch from the in-game leader of the Mongols. This time not so rifle heavy on their CT side buy. A few more SMGs in the mix. Because that bomb goes down, they know they're going to be dealing with an investment.
A lot of pressure onto Senzu once more. A free first. Oh, and bLitz in combination as well. Oh, Aurora needs something. Woxic, the one to oblige. Removing Senzu. Puts the bomb into ladder. Jota finds that M4.
Everyone's got a rifle at least to work with right now for Aurora.
Okay, and we are going to be seeing a big cut of noise. In the same time, Techno hoovers up info, calling bApps deep clear.
bLitz will be able to get over to bench, but the real fight looks like it's going to be on this A defense as Xantares and Woxic start to clear out towards connector. Mzinho gets back towards ticket. It's the unknown element of 9-10 at the moment.
Yeah, he's in 2 minds as to whether he fully confirms ramp is clear. Oh, there's info for you. Mzinho catches Xantares walking. Nadal finds some damage, and 9-10 with this information allowed to tuck and spots the shadow, removes Xantares. Jota needs the trade, can't do it. The MP9s fill the feed, and Mongols, they will survive the night. The Aurora force buy falls flat.
Okay, going to see Aurora into the eco now, so Mongols will get a chance to just establish this 3-0 start. So again, really good starts to the maps for the Mongols. Not getting in the force by wars, not losing too many casualties, nothing crazy getting out of control. They're handling business right now. Get to discuss the CT setup and lay of the land for the Mongols. Mzinho will be the A anchor. bLitz con, Senzu short, 9-10 middle with the AWP, but also has the freedom as the AWP to be here, there, and everywhere. And Techno, everyone's favorite job of B anchor.
Oh, Wicardia takes a little damage from the impact, but avoids the brunt of the incendiary. Regardless, his progressions is cancelled. It's Senzu removing Wicardia as they group up to try and see if a Deagle headshot could open up to a bomb plant at the very least.
Yeah, you heard the discussion from the desk there, obviously highlighting Senzu had a great performance. The double AWPs on the CT side were an instrument of success, and that's also something that Aurora ran with. Wicardia, on the other side of the server, he was having a great showing as well. He took it down to that Mzinho 1v3 round. I think Yanko defined that as choke, manifesting there was so much time on the clock, it wasn't necessary for them to get strung out in that fashion. Well, the mop and bucket over towards A, as this one should just be the cleanup crew. Is Xantares making it interesting for a moment?
Okay, yeah, very much just a moment. A momentary double kill still. Forces 3 rebuys at the bare minimum.
Yeah, very good damage Techno will get over there to pick up an M4, so they scavenge an AK. They get the M4, and, well, they can reinvest. 9-10. Should be able to get his AWP out, no dramas.
Damn, didn't even catch that. It was a straight wallbang out of Senzu for that opening.
It's only been 2 O's with these two in 2025. Katowice in Mongol's favor, Astana in that of Aurora's. Obviously a label change within that time from Eternal Fire to Aurora, but still have that Turkish fan base behind them. And both these teams representing their country. Can Aurora get anything going on the first rifle round?
Yeah, it is cool, isn't it? 2025, we've got an American crowd cheering for a Turkish and Mongolian 5-man unit.
We'll see which one of them can make the dent in this quarter. It's really, for me, going to be all about the semi. It doesn't even have to be a win against MOUZ, just has to be competitive. Have to show that, hey, they're not, in this game, they have to beat one another. But against MOUZ, that's one of the best teams in the world.
Seems like the game plan will finish at A. Reblocked, Mzinho staying dynamic. Jota's got him focused on this potential. "40 seconds, that smoke will start to fade. Mzinho strafes out, gets information. Jota, it goes both ways, but he doesn't want to present his back to the potential for Ticket. As a player on default, man just starts to maneuver forward. Oh, and Mzinho still gets his. Will Senzu be overlooked? Not chosen to announce his presence. Let's bLitz take the next bit of contact. Man advantage. Aurora still need to turn this one on his head, or it will be the first gun going the way of the Mongols. There's Wicardia. Something. Now Senzu's overlooked, and the trigger discipline's perfect. No one looking. Perfect execution from Senzu.
And that's why during the eco round, I laid out the CT side setup, and you can see it profit right there. The short player in A is the unknown entity, not expecting an extra man.
I feel like we see that so much, especially on Mirage. It is all about that like extra joker. Where are you going to put him?
And that's about reading the play, because when you're in such a committed position like Senzu is, he can't just evacuate the site and rotate easily. And Mzinho is also committed on the balcony. So a step ahead, the Mongols in this one. And again, they want the double orb setup. Santara's a bit baffled. And that was able to unfold, but the early timeout pressure put on the Turkish side.
Yeah, it's going to lead to a little bit of friction in the comms. Who was responsible for clearing that? Overlooking Senzu, and it leads to a, well, first gun round going the way of Mongols. They've already got a map under their belt. Aurora, they're starting to forget what a successful round feels like.
Yeah, there's a lot you can look into with Anti, right, in terms of, okay, what's the timing on the default and the nade damage, and what patterns do they like to run. But in terms of, oh, they hit this site 60% of the time and this site 40, right? That's just helping you educate very little, and you never can really bank on that happening. But nameplate Counter-Strike is something that all the teams do.
Yeah, those roles you outline, positions you outline at the start of most games.
Just sets up the expectation.
Well, it's what their opponent has done as well. They've done the research. They know where to expect to find these players on their CT setups. Speaking of.
Yeah, they've got an AK in again on this, haven't they? So seeing if they can at least limit the finances of the Mongols.
Oh, bLitz is destined for something. Actually, just death. Santara's AK, it will draw first blood now. You could lose your 9-10 AWP if you overextend. Supportive util will fly on through. 9-10, chased by a MAC-10, but falls away. Mzinho ready for the boost.
First opening kill for Aurora in this one. Can they make good on it?
They still have that weapon disadvantage in absence of Kev. Full manager. And here they come, testing. Oh, Mzinho getting a little bit of a messy spray. Woxic brings him down. There's 9-10 up close. And stopping that bomb from being retrieved. Lovely AWPing to secure the round, and Aurora's squandered their opening kill from Santares.
It just sucks it came on a round that wasn't a full buy. Just a bit of a hero play with that. Wicardia, he's going to be noted, and, well, delete to no. First kill his.
He's done very well for the first. Now what are you supposed to do? Flash and go! Oh my god, I liked his idea though. When all else fails, just go through the murder hole and hope you're the one doing the murdering.
Okay, well, double AWP's brought through again. Key part of the Mongols game plan. 5-0 start. As the crowd's letting him know, Jota yet to find a frag, 0 on 5. But we're only about to get into our second rifle round, so give the kid a chance. You're hoping Aurora haven't been broken from that 1v3 they lost on B back at Dust2. Stage Demons, still a bit of a problem. Wins in Astana short. When you're equally squared up against a team like the Mongols, you'd be hoping you can show something a little bit more than this. First map, very, very close. We're set up right now with what appears to be a late A play. Jota Palace, Wakadia and Zantara's ramp. Woxic throwing out the util late. Madja in through the underpass.
Looks like 9-10 should be destined for this one. His whole team hanging on his every word. What is the go signal? Well, his death might be as they accelerate into A. Very hot and bothered from Zinho. Still gets his. Burns down by Wakadia into the A site. 9-10 and bLitz. How do they handle this? He gets up close. He gets up. Oh, he gets caught. Pushing out of Palace. Doesn't go down Jota. That was his golden opportunity for a kill, fortunately. Wakadia still keeping him in it. 2v2, triple kill from Wakadia, got them this far. It might have to be more damage inflicted. Bomb is down. Woxic though, eye on the scope, starting to back away. Senzu and Techno to retake to keep the sheet clean, but he isolating Jules and Senzu's ready. Reads the re-aggress. 6-0, both gun rounds falling flat. Mongols on it.
Again, another opening kill. So really struggling to get anything going in that department, Aurora. Bomb goes down, lost bonus there, another buy is available. Wakadia, who's having a lot of impact on map number 1 and trying to do the same here on map number 2, but a 3 kill, it's not enough.
I mean, a nightmare for Jota on that fight with bLitz. He just jumped it up, he had no accuracy, still couldn't kind of track him. Hard to track, sure. Double orbs in the mix. Fighting for mid once more. Madja spotted out by bLitz. He had a lovely angle over the smoke there.
We'll keep counting. Another opening kill.
Ooh, a nice attempt to claw back there. Jota takes and engages with the AWP on CT. Forces 9-10 back at 38.
It's just tough. You've lost that so early. Regrouping around middle. Man, down as Mongols, they actually slink back. Don't need to fight this anymore. They've got a great read on the situation right now, don't they?
Yeah, that's 100 damage unconfirmed, but they know something hit someone. Can they claw this back? bLitz is thinking about pushing through. The flash is brilliant, but they don't clear him. They didn't clear him. Wakadia will go down. And it's going to be another Mongols round. 5 alive, no less.
They're running away with this one. 7-0. Has to be another tactical timeout. Faber needs to get on the mic. Wake him up, slap him. Let him know, boys, this could be done and dusted already.
It's flying, it's flying. It's one of those games where I'm sure it feels like it's only just started, but at 7-0, you are in the bin.
Yeah, blink and you miss it, and you really just have to recount the last week for this team. It was literally a week ago these two teams were facing in the quarterfinal in Astana. You have to make it all the way to the Sunday. You play a third place decider if you're that of Aurora. You get on a plane, you fly all the way to Dallas, Texas. You land, you take on Heroic, it's a loss. It's tough, you haven't slept, it's been 20 plus hours. You deal with NRG, you deal with Liquid, you send home some hometown heroes, and then you get a revenge match against Heroic.
It's always been a conversation in the community. Oh, that is madness, isn't it?
Probably wondering, why aren't I all the way in that corner? What's going on here?
But you know, when you have a rematch, when you're playing a team so frequently, from one quarterfinal across the globe to another quarterfinal, you play them again. Does it favor the team that lost? Do they learn more from the loss?
Oh, that's crazy. Mongols, they picked the same map, right? The Dust was discussing it. There was a change from Aurora, but not the Mongols. We're going to try and A-execute here.
All right, keep it simple. Exec it out. Oh, a missed shot, 9-10. He struggles with the first, not the same case for the second, and just like that, a flood of frags. Fill the feed, nothing to report for Aurora.
They get getting blown out.
This is rough. It's hard to watch. Yeah, the CT just ripping them to shreds.
And yeah, now Joda yet to get a frag. 0 and 8. 2 for Madja, 3 for Woxic, 5 for Wakadia, and 6 for Xantares. 4 is all they can walk away from this half with, and they're just getting blown out. You're trying to play heads-up Counter-Strike against the Mongols. These kids hit hard, putting their aim on display right now. And if you missed the Vitality seeding match that the Mongols played, this is a nail-biter. They could have taken this very map.
Well, when everything else fails, you try the AX sec. That doesn't work off the back of a timeout. Is there anything to cling on to? A little bit of hope for Aurora. bLitz is going to try and take anything away he can. Starts with an aggressive stance, supported by his team. Flashed off. Xantares, if you got it in ya, provide an opening. bLitz down. That's what you wanted from Xantares. Now you've got the opening. You need to make it your first round. Woxic laid it down.
Oh!
Ekno goes aggressive. Nasty for Madja there. Wasn't ready. Senzu catches Xantares looking for an equalizer.
They're playing with confidence right now, the Mongols. Just happy to take fights. Oh, and there's another. Still nothing for Joda.
Oh, this waking nightmare for Jota just continues, and everywhere they go, there's a bullet in their head. AKs deadly in the hands of Mzinho. This is no fun. Absolutely zero fun allowed for Aurora.
Yeah, looks like Woxic's going to do his best to hold on to this, but with so much time on the clock, I'm sure they're able to triangulate his position. 9-10's pushing T-Spawn, Mzinho's top middle. Senzu, in case there's a Palace leak, and Techno over towards B. But the pistol's out and the hunt is on. And they could remove this. Worst case would be after time. Well, they found the bomb, so know that there's no chance in winning this round. Confirming that he will be saving, and now they confirmed his position.
Oh, you'd really like that AWP, wouldn't you, Woxic? Okay, 9-10's got you dead. 5-7 runs him down. Nasty. This was rough. Madja was still active on the line. Techno just out-duels him.
Yeah, and after losing the opening kill, Techno takes it upon himself. He doesn't have any support on that B bomb side, just knowing he needs to equal this up.
Mzinho as well, definitely not feeling phased by the stage.
They're getting ragdolled at the moment, Aurora.
I'm sure this is going to be very formative for Mongols as well as individuals. A stomping, like this is, you know, convincing.
Yeah, they dealt with them earlier in the year in I don't want to say similar fashion. I think they've found a little bit more confidence since then. But they were able to swat them away. It's the game tomorrow against Mouse that I wanted to see either of these two teams showing their best foot forward.
Yeah. I mean, that's the big test, isn't it?
It's not even about the win. It's just about the quality of the counter as, well, there we see a missed smoke. And speaking of smokes, Aurora don't have many to work with. 1 minute and 15 seconds left on the clock. A HE, a flash, a smoke. Rifle short. Testing A again. This time no molly to flush out Mzinho.
F910 especially gets one here. Ooh, drops off, doesn't go down. Mzinho high alert. Madja will try as hard as he might, but Mzinho still got that AK in his hands, and he'll take one. Flying in is Wakadia. Does manage to equalize low HP. There's going to be a lot of frags here in quick succession. Xantares reveals himself through con late. They need that bomb planted. Wakadia tasked with doing so, but look at Techno. The audacity to just go walking out. They've already found a gap.
Orbs on the retake.
Not easy for 9-10. It does have Senzu though. And a nice shot. Tracks Wakadia through the box. Hold on. Hold your horses. Senzu could do this. Hits the first. Xantares versus Senzu. The smoke thrown towards Con. Not for the bomb. Not expecting stairs here at all. Xantares has the element of surprise. But Senzu's got the round. He keeps it going. 10-0. Aurora kept in the depths of despair by Senzu in the clutch.
Smothering them right now. What else can you say about this? Another opening kill going in the favor of the Mongols. 9-1 in that department throughout this half so far. And Senzu, the X Factor who goes missing in the big games, showing up now. 12-3, 11-5 for 9-10, 10-5 for bLitz, 12-7 for Mzinho. Everybody is getting business done right now. This is a speed run
They need something, Chad. We're not going to start that conversation. I'm not going to say it, but you know what we're thinking now. At a 10-0 scoreline. Oh, Jota nearly got himself his first. Puts the Aurora on notice and shows early B presence. Is it too much of an indication of their intention?
At least he's got the confidence to be going for that. Looks like they're reading this play yet again. Open market, good weapon for the job. When they're so light on you two, Alex, how are they meant to push any of these players out of position?
Yeah, it's just going to come down to brute force, isn't it? Mad's just going to throw out smoke to the end of apps to guise that cross. Forces Senzu's AWP to do something else. The 910's actually used his to catch Zantara's lurking mid. Oh no! Here comes Aurora. Committing into Senzu's AWP, he still gets his. And Techno, the unknown entity, looking to finish the job. Only one. Important from Jota. 2 kills. His first 2 contributions. Is it going to convert into a round? Jota steps up and delivers a third. bLitz, though. Oh, has he been spotted out? Yeah, steps ahead. Macardia swings to collect. Mzinho, 1v2. In that blind spot. Guardia, ooh, gets spotted out, gets that info, can't chase him around the corner. It's a no-scope to close. And there you have it. Between the two of them, with Guardia and Jota, Aurora will get off of the goose egg just in the penultimate round of their attacking half.
Yeah, better late than never. So can they walk away with 2? That's the best they're going to be able to muster before the halftime break. It's going to feel like a mountain to climb. Dallas is the pit stop before the summit being Austin right around the corner. This is the time to really reflect on the season that's been. You've had the successes, 8 out of 8 playoffs for the Turkish side. You don't want this one to stop here.
This certainly would sour the mood. A quick trip to the playoffs here in Dallas. Unless they can miraculously find a footing on Mirage. 910 paid quite the heavy price for his early aggressions. They've sent Woxic and Zantares to go and take space. Shot. Info flows. 910. Oh, and Asium Zinho is going to be the one to catch Jota going looking. Oh, and he somehow gets a second. Again, same result. Aurora left wanting. This is dominance on display. This is Mongolian Counter-Strike, and they end it with the showmanship. bLitz puts a karambit into the ribcage of Woxic. This one's over. This one's done. This second half is just for fun. There are few things as disheartening as a Counter-Strike half that doesn't go your way. A 12-0 sure, but no, you got one. Aurora coming into this second map of our playoffs here at IEM Dallas. And the conversation was, what happens when they get to playoffs? Sure, they can get there. 8, as Chad has enlightened us throughout this series, but here they stand with just one single round versus Mongols. Is it all they get?
2 opening kills, 1 round, and 0 pistols so far. That's the series.
But we know,
under the magnifying glass of map number 2.
We know how important this pistol is, I say with a slight smirk. Zantares, he's going to be in the right place, and he is going to catch a bullet. Ooh, the Glock's connecting, so is Ricardio on the dual Berettas, dipping around. Mzinho brings him down. Access to the site granted. Fighting for that CT. Woxic with his P2000 and his teammate Jota ahead of the molly. Maybe going to be overlooked up on that close corner. Will he go for the swing? Turn and go. Flash was there. 3-on-3, but very wounded. Our Aurora trying to get this pistol going, trying to get something started on this map, and it all falls to Woxic. 2 kills deep, but time against him, and bLitz flanking. Senzu can take his hands off the keyboard and mouse. He's chilling. Confirms Woxic's location. No time for this one, folks. It's the 12th. Already first round of the half. And they've got themselves oodles of series point, quarterfinal point to secure a head-to-head with Mouse in the semi.
This one's gone past rapid fast for that of Aurora. Starts well on the pistol, but then quickly goes awry. And bLitz, he was the insurance policy during all of this. While Senzu's dancing with him on the site, he had guaranteed the fact there was never going to be a defuse coming through. Aurora have to force fight. 3rd outing against the Mongols in 2025, 3rd quarterfinal. About to be the 2nd loss.
Well, they've managed to get themselves a kill and a rifle.
How much information did Mzinho just get? How many players did he just see? And how did the Mongols respond to that? Because the AK now in the hands of Zantares. Savior of Turkish Counter-Strike would need to put on some heroics right here, right now.
Oh, Maja, when looking, caught in an awkward exchange with bLitz, and so they are going to lose that man advantage as the captains meet.
Techno coming out super late if they get in the side. Is he keeping the options open? There's still a minute on the clock. You can see the positioning of Jota and Zantares. They're the 2 closest individuals towards A, but it's a 2-player palace walk with 9-10 up the ramp. Information lacking at the moment for the Turkish side. Zantares in a strong position, however.
Just in time. He arrives in that dark position. Jota's going to be hoping to catch a little bit of info ahead of the play. Techno's been caught, but now the penny drops, and so does Senzu. Into the Kalashnikov of Zantares, flying up the ladder, brought down. Oh. Okay, nice burst out of Jota. They will defend their honor in their first of many challenges.
Yeah, you can see no celebrations there. Bomb doesn't go down. They know it's going to be bottom of the barrel loss bonus, and if they are going to make this one all the way back, it is going to be one of the craziest comebacks I've ever cast. You have to force. Well, you don't have to force. You have so many rounds to work with if you're the Mongols, but convention would say you will force. Well done on the open up. AK in the hands of Zantares, and they make good of that as Mzinho can't quite believe it. Laid out a spawn from the Mongols, but again, shouldn't cost them too much. Aurora win this. Get themselves to 12-3. Get a chance to get to Nico. That'll be 12-4 before the guns come out again.
But if you really want to break a team's spirit, you beat them on the force fire with sidearms and Kevlar.
Couple of smokes, couple of flashes. Pistol upgrade for everybody.
It's a bit tricky what they're going for here.
They're trying to show the bomb A and then lurk out B and deal with Maja.
I think that's the plan. He just wants the bomb to be spotted. Did he achieve his goal? Keeping your eyes on those rotations. Block smoke thrown B. Majora seems like he's on high alert. No over-rotation as of yet. So then you throw A smokes, but there's still 2 players waiting the apps. Pulls Wicardia away. bLitz commits into the site. 4 players pulled to the A site, and Madja's alone! He goes down. The bomb is miles away, though. They have to hit some good shots with their pistols, and already Senzu been spotted on the cross. Tucks in bench. They have a bit of a setup here. They could actually make this one work. Xantares has been brought low. A P250 drive-by. Wicardia on high alert. Needed that. Gets the kill. Bomb goes down. Senzu making a meal of the spray, and they will fall. Threatening nonetheless.
Trying to get tricky there, the Mongols. Misdirection. Right now, it will be the eco. It's even tough for the excitement to build for Aurora as well, right? You want to see them putting their best foot forward, but it's going to take probably winning the next 2 rifle rounds for them to start to believe this comeback is even possible. Remember, they opted on Mongol's map to start on the T side. That's what they did in Astana. Worked out for them there. We're able to topple them 13-5 on this very map.
Far off the mark. Senzu's Deagle goes looking. And all he finds is trouble.
They want to try B again, understandably so, trying to pressure the in-game leader. Sport Network's pretty far away right now.
Could throw a monster HE if he knew. Oh, or a nice tap. Staying composed is Madja under scrutiny. Oh, he's handled the first 2 with poise, but does go down, giving bLitz something.
Bomb won't be picked up. bLitz won't be getting too much more with this. Maybe a kill. And that should be it. 3 bullets left. Xantares from the B apps will close the account. Gap closing. Just 8 rounds now to force this into overtime. But remember, this is when the rifles get donned once more by the Mongolians. Difference into this first rifle round is going to be the AWP for Woxic. 9-10 can't say he has the same. The money's not there just yet. 9-10 selling something over towards middle. Woxic very brave through the flames. Edged on down to 74.
Woxic could be set to succeed here. Spots them, gets the info and the frag. Techno removed early. It's exactly what you want from your CT AWP. Puts himself up to his 10th kill.
Nice reroute from Woxic. Gets the kill stairs, rotates ticket. Joda can now tuck in a little bit tighter if it is going to be an A finish, but Mongols look like they have other plans. This is where we can return to the conversation that we haven't actually needed too much within this series so far, but it's the pressure of the environment. We had Freya checking in with the players of Mongols. What's the difference? They addressed the fact that the people in the arena, the nerves, it'd be tough to squander a scoreline like this.
What, 12-1? That would have to be full mental collapse. Oh, and he's done well there. Has Xantares, combines with Madja to extend. A 2-man discrepancy. Mongols in mid, losing heads. Xantares taps another. bLitz trying to claw it back, but Madja landed their headshot, so that's a convincing one.
A couple of comfortable ones now. Sure, it was a force buy into a force buy back on the other foot, but the bomb hasn't gone down in any of these. That was the rifle round where they only get 1 kill. So the story is starting, and this is how it kicked off. Sent through the gap, the AWP. And the crossfire on middle as Xantares just chipping away at the tippy top of that smoke there to line up a couple of key frags. Again, Mongols gonna have to just take something a little bit lighter. Loss bonus for them going into the next is gonna be maxed out, so it will be the full buy. 9-10 keeping enough to make sure he can bring in the AWP, and that's a missed window smoke. B split, 40 seconds. Util deployed.
Woxic might get vision. He breaks the smoke for himself. The lender hand. Wacardia just the one. Humbled. Woxic does find it. Takes down 9-10. That bomb now loose, but Techno making it interesting. He's taken down the Bianca. Xantares falls and recedes away from the market. Looking for bLitz. He's looking for that late cheeky lurker. Does he have the presence of mind to spam? No, wait, the smoke is fading and bLitz is not ready. Good awareness from Xantares. Catches what could have been a very disruptive flank.
Both have M4s. Very winnable right now. Mongolz can get it done right here.
They certainly could, Chad. They've broken through. Maja watching through his fingers. Jota about to go down. Oh, he gets Senzu though. That's a big scout. Puts it all onto Techno. A quiet game from Techno, but he can still end it right here and now. Light on ammo. Techno has to do the job. Knows where one of them's coming from. Closing the gap. Tries to find Xantares. Aurora, another one. In consecutive fashion, it has to be perfect.
It's
and
tense.
so far, so good. 5 consecutive now.
Every moment is going to be on a knife's edge as Mongolz. Light investment, get into the side, get the bomb down, keep the pressure on. Crowd still want to see the Mongolz take this one. Just need one round, so there's the threat there just yet. Double AWP, Wacardia back into that alongside of Woxic, returning to one them some rounds over there on Dust2. Quicker pacing this time round.
Xantares elects to play in front. Ready for that potential swing. What a banger from bLitz. He didn't see anything. Xantares, that is. More impact. He's definitely individually sound, even when the pressure is amped up.
Bomb back over towards A. Jota in sandwich. Woxic over towards triple box. Madra in float. Finish will be A.
Xantares no longer able to contribute, so it falls to the rest. Madja, what have you got here? Oh, he's done well. Clears out bLitz. Woxic primed and ready for the wrap, but there's a good flash. Gets Senzu into the site. Baby Jota gets overlooked. Yes, he does, but one. Mzinho from the Palace will trade. Awkward flame. A nice shot from 9-10. Plucks one from the pack. It seems certain now. Aurora's playoffs cancelled. Quickly, Mongolz take it, securing the semi-final. Dominance on that second map. Sure, all the rounds of regulation to get to Mirage, but they still take it in 2.
Domination is the word for it. The Mongolz came in today to take care of business. Just a week ago, they fell to Aurora in Astana, but